Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to another episode of SlamTube. I am James Phoenix. With me is Chris the Mole.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about WWE's first ever all-women's pay-per-view, the just completed WWE Evolution. I was unfortunately at a Halloween party, so I have not seen the pay-per-view. So I will go through the match list and results, and Mole can tell us how it was. All right, let's see here. So, looks like the first match was the tag team match between Trish Stratus and Lita taking on Mickie James and Alicia Fox because, unfortunately, it was determined Alexa Bliss was not medically cleared to compete.
Yep.
However, she was in Mickie and Alicia's corner for the match. How was that one?
Yep. I like that match. It did start pretty well with them. It was weird. It started with the faces coming out first.
That's kind of weird.
But that was so they could have the shock of Alexa come out and give a speech, and the other two come out.
Ah.
But even then, that's not that much of a shock.
Yeah.
So I would have argued you should have gone with the other way around. They had new attires. Lita had a new wrestling attire that sort of had the panties from her classic one, but mixed with like her attire, and it looked pretty good.
Okay.
But the match of itself, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't that good. But it was enjoyable for what it was.
Okay.
And of course, obviously, that one ended with I think Trish picked up the win with a chick kick.
Okay, cool. Now, do you think the quality of the match was just because of the competitors overall, or do you think a lot of it was specifically attributable to Alexa not being in the match?
I just think because it was like a last minute tag team one, so it's not necessarily because Alexa wasn't in it, but it's because they probably had less time to practice it.
That's for
or at least get used to each other. Like, I'm not saying obviously they don't practice at the entire matches. But I argue since they knew a while back when they announced this like 3 months ago, like Alexa and Trish probably had time to work together and make up some sort of routine or something more. But I like these ones. Like it just didn't even feel that like it needed to happen.
Okay.
Like Alexa v Trish, it's old v new. That's cool. Mickie v Trish happened when they were actually in their prime.
Yeah.
And Alicia's there. Like, she has no connection to Lita and Trish in that regard.
Nope. All right. Sounds good. So the second match was the 20-woman historic women's battle royal for the right to earn a future women's championship match. And that match was won by the irresistible force Nia Jax, who last eliminated Ember Moon to take home the victory.
Yep. I like this match. I liked the battle royal. It was pretty cool. You got to see some older people come back, which is always fun. Like, it was great seeing Alundra Blaze just start off. And I was like, oh, nice. I liked her from back when she was used to wrestle. And then we had like Ivory and stuff in there. And there was a scene where Ivory started dancing with Carmella in the middle of the match when everyone was like down. Those two just did like a dance routine.
Nice.
Ember Moon just eliminated the shit out of Asuka.
Oof.
Just threw her over the top rope, which is cool.
Nice.
The last spot was kind of cool, where the two of them were on the outside, and I forgot her name. She's with the new Antonio guy on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, Zelina Vega.
That's it. She tried to eliminate both at once and failed. And then they got in the ring. That was a funny little spot. And yeah, then Nia Jax picked up the win. I argue she shouldn't. Because the winner gets a future title shot. The champion is Ronda Rousey. We've seen Nia versus Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
Other possibilities in there would have been more interesting.
Yeah.
Hell, one of the older people like Michelle McCool winning it and going against Becky Lynch would be fun.
That would be good.
Because they don't have to win it when they get a title shot. You can get a title shot and lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Samoa Joe. And
yep.
Basically, yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, they could have done other possibilities, like one of the legends picking up would be a cool. Oh, if they get a title shot in the future, that's gonna be a cool one-off match.
That would have been
Some
good.
Ember Moon picking up the title would have been cool because we haven't seen Ember Moon versus Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
But I don't hate Nia winning it. I mean, Nia's not. I don't hate Nia. It's just it was a case of we've just seen that like 2 months ago.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Next up, we had the finals of the 2018 Mae Young Classic between Toni Storm and Io Shirai, with Toni Storm picking up the victory.
Yep. I enjoyed that match. I did. And like I mentioned last Mae Young Classic, I like Tony. She was cool. I wanted her to win last time. I don't hate who won last time. I really do like Kyrie, but yeah, it was a good match. It was what you wanted from the Mae Young Classic. We got the bit at the end where everyone gives her flowers and a trophy, and
Nice.
it was what it was. But I liked it.
Good. Good. All right. Then we had the 6-woman tag match from Raw featuring Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya taking on and defeating the Riot Squad.
This wasn't that good a match.
I had a feeling.
There was a couple of like little botches here and there, and it was okay for what it was. I feel Natalia should have got a better place on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people might say, "Oh, well, I know Bailey or one of the new ones." But I argue, with it being Evolution and stuff, and how many years Natalia's done stuff for the women, she should have had a bigger spot.
Yeah, I can agree with that. All right. And then, speaking of last year's Mae Young winner, we had Shayna Baszler defending I should say, facing Kairi Sane for the winning the NXT Women's Championship.
Yep, through shenanigans.
Ah,
Because two of the horsewomen got involved in the match,
okay.
and I mean actual horsewomen, not the WWE ones.
Yeah, I'm assuming the ones that aren't Ronda.
Yeah, as I said, two of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the two of them got involved in that, and yeah, it was what it was. I like Kyrie, but I'm kind of glad she lost the title because maybe that means she might come up to the main roster.
That would be good. I do like Kairi Sane. I'd love to see her on the main roster.
Because you know what I mean. Whenever they lose an NXT title, there's more chance that they're gonna get called up sooner.
Yeah, I'd love to see her called up to SmackDown and see her feud with Becky Lynch.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see. Personally, I'd like to see her on Raw.
I could see that too.
Only not necessarily to go for the title straight away. It's just I feel like if she goes to SmackDown, just because it's WWE's with how it is and how internet fans are, if she does anything involving a tag match or a match against or anything with Oscar, people will scream racist.
That is
Even
true.
though they're two competitors just going against each other.
That is true.
Or just teaming up. So I'm like, let's just avoid that and put them on separate. You know what I mean? For the benefit of not giving the internet fans a chance to go, oh, it's racist because look, they put two random people of the same race together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, please watch as we watch Drew McIntyre and the Dolph Ziggler together, which is perfectly fine that two white guys have been thrown together. We're not going to point that out.
Yeah. All right. Following this, we had the first ever last woman standing match.
Not the first ever.
It wasn't? Because they advertised it that way.
They did, but they've had one before.
Oh, have they? Okay.
Yeah, it was a few years back, but they had like a last man standing match with two women.
Oh, okay.
But it was this was a good match.
Yeah, Becky Lynch defending her SmackDown Women's title against Charlotte.
Yep. Like I said, this was a good match. They did some good spots. They did some bad spots, but they then redid it, and it was good.
Okay.
But by redid, I mean in a casual way, not like, oh, let's redo it. Take time out, let's redo it. And not like that. They actually just tried it again.
Mm-hmm.
Because Charlotte put her on a table and did like a moonsault into the table.
Uh-huh.
It didn't break, and it just went sideways with both of them landing on the floor.
Oof.
So they set the table up and did another thing for the table in the
Okay.
corner later on. I think it was. I
That
think
one.
it might be the same moonsault, to be fair.
Okay.
Also, awkwardness with the referee.
Okay.
Well, you know how the referees sometimes help out in matches, and by sometimes I mean always,
Hmm.
but they're more subtle.
Yeah.
The referee blatantly kicks a chair towards Becky Lynch to pick it up and then use it to get out of a move. Like, it wasn't even subtle, and you're like, no, because the storyline is she's been held back, and no one in WWE is helping her. You're clearly helping her, ref.
Yeah.
Also, it's like with Charlotte being on the floor, you got like 7, 8. She's not even stood up. 9, and the ref's like safe. The final fall, she's basically almost completely stood up, and the ref goes 10 and rings the bell. And you're like, that's the time she stood up. What are you doing? It just looked awkward, but it was still a good match. They used tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my!
Oh my.
They even used a pile of chairs in the middle of the ring. Like they just both went either side, just kept throwing chairs in the middle of the ring, and then did moves on the big pile. It was fun.
Okay then.
At one point, when they're on the outside, they sort of, and it's funny that commentators are saying this, but basically Becky decides to try and beat Charlotte one of the times by throwing all the commentators' chairs on top of her and a bit of a table and just everything to just make a pile. And Michael's like, she's literally burying Charlotte. She's burying her and burying her career. And I'm like, she's not burying Charlotte. Although the internet would say this if it was the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte managed to get out of that. Barely. And that's one of the times where you're like, she hasn't got up. Safe. Okay. But it was fun for what it was, and I enjoyed the match. It was a damn good match, and I would highly recommend you go back and watch that.
Yes, I do want to go back and watch some of these matches. All right. And then our main event for the night was Ronda Rousey defending the Raw Women's Championship against Nikki Bella with her sister Brie in her corner.
I actually preferred this to the previous title match.
Okay.
Not everyone will, but the previous title match had too many mistakes, like glaring ones that I could notice straight away that I didn't like, if that makes sense. Whereas this one, you had Nikki actually got some good offense in Ronda. Because Brie kept interfering and like hitting and taking sly little digs from behind when the ref's not looking, which was the best way of doing that. Because then she's against 2-on-1.
Yeah.
And at one point, she lifts both of them onto her shoulder and does the vroom move to her.
Nice. Yeah, the Ronda Buster.
Yeah, to both Bellas at once. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So you had like the feats of strength. You had like you had like the constant odds for the hero to overcome. It was just a better story overall.
Nice.
And then she picks up and Ronda picks up the victory.
Yes.
And like I said, Ronda does feel like a bigger star of all the women.
Mhm.
She absolutely should have main evented because I know some of the internet was complaining the wrong match main evented.
Which match did they think should have main evented?
The SmackDown one.
Okay.
The last Women's SmackDown. I argue it was a better story in terms of build up and stuff. This one had a bigger star. And the bigger star should always be the main event. So that's what a main event is. It's to showcase the main event, obviously.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Now, I will say after post-match,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the ending.
Okay.
All the women come out and stand on the stage.
Okay.
Including, obviously including, like, you had Stephanie there, and you had all the women who competed that night, and some ones I don't think competed.
Okay.
I didn't like that.
Okay.
Because we've just seen like Becky and Charlotte go for a last woman standing match, and they're supposed to be selling it, and then I believe both are on the stage but in separate places, going "Hi" to the camera, and you're like, no, just no.
Yeah, that's a no.
This would be like literally watching the Avengers, the recent Avengers from Infinity War, if after they'd all died, mid-credit scene, just a scene of all of them going, did you enjoy the film? Congratulations, and bowing. You're like, no, it takes me out of this if you start doing that.
Yep.
But I understand why they did it, because it is historic, and at the moment
Yeah.
stuff like that does get more good vibes to it. But I argue you just saw the good champion keep a belt. You just saw both champions keep their belt.
Yeah.
The fans loved both, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Commentary was a little off during the Becky match,
Okay.
just because of what WWE's trying to portray.
Okay.
Like, one thing they did is during the promos for it, where they're showing what happened, they piped in some booze
Ah.
because they want Becky to be heel.
Of course.
And during the matchup, an overwhelming amount of "Let's go Becky" and "Becky, Becky, Becky" chants from the crowd and boo at Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And Cole's like, yeah, it's weird. Becky's got a couple of people sort of on her side because they've got this like cult following where they've been brainwashed into believing her side. I'm like, it's not a cult if it's everyone. That's not a cult, Michael Cole.
Now.
But it is what it is. The commentating during the whole event I liked with Renee, Beth Phoenix, and Michael Cole. I argue it probably shouldn't have been Michael Cole, but I also argue he is the voice of WWE's commentating team.
Yeah.
As he likes to say, or I argue that's now Corey Graves.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But Michael Cole is the play-by-play face of the company, if you will. So, and
Yeah.
it makes sense because you don't want to have a. Because if it's an all-male one, you can still have Renee on the commentating team anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And it was good for what it was. It was funny during the bit where they're throwing chairs into the ring, and Beth was basically like, "Ooh, no, this," and Beth was acting like this scared her for the safety of the people, and like they even made a comment about how she doesn't wish she's glad at this point she's retired if they have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like that. It was selling the match for what it was, and if you see someone like them getting worried for the safety, it's like back in the day when JBL was on comment, which isn't that much of the day, but still,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
when JBL was on commentating, whenever he would get worried for people's safety, and it's JBL, you'd be like, oh, maybe I should worry a little bit just because he's selling it, helps sell it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was what it was, and I enjoyed that. So I get the pay per view 2 thumbs up.
Nice. I definitely look forward to going back and watching that during the week when I have time and seeing some of those great matches.
And you also have the Road to Evolution, WWE 24 is up.
Okay.
The pre-show and all of this, which if you had all three together, it still comes under a normal pay-per-view length. If you had a pre-show,
Okay.
because it came short by like an hour compared to normal, as you pointed out.
Right.
If you had like the 30-minute, 40-minute WWE Road to Evolution, it still comes up short.
Fair enough.
But I will say, just because I know it's not in our schedule for people, as we're taking off now. Yes, there will be another SlamTube right here Tuesday.
There will be.
Yes, because we're doing the Hardy Halloween special you didn't put on the
Oh,
schedule.
that's right. We didn't put that on the schedule.
Actually aired straight after the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
So it is up right now on WWE Network, and we'll be reviewing that, which is cool.
Nice.
And on this very channel in a sec, we'll be reviewing The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Indeed. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you then, folks. Peace.
Yep.